Hey, Commanders fans, get ready, because we're about to discuss a move that happened in the other conference but could have a direct impact on our team. We know the offseason was intense, but it seems the player market still has some surprises in store. Today's news involves a significant trade in the league and a player who, just maybe, could end up wearing our Commanders colors. Stay with me until the end, because this possibility could change the face of our defense. And of course, we'll bring you the latest behind-the-scenes information, so don't forget to like the video. It's just one click, and it helps me a lot. We've been closely following the work of General Manager Adam Peters and the new coaching staff as they build our team for 2025. One position that generated a lot of debate among us fans and in the specialized media was the search for players who pressure the opposing quarterback. Many of us felt the team could have been more aggressive in this area during free agency. Adam Peters, however, seems to have a clear vision of what he's doing. He's shown confidence in the players already on the team and the new signings who arrived to reinforce the defensive line. But we know that in the NFL things change quickly, and Peters has an aggressive nature. If the right opportunity arises, he won't hesitate to make a move to improve the roster. And that's exactly what happened elsewhere in the league, a trade that could open a door for the Commanders. The San Francisco 49ers, who went to the Super Bowl last season, struck a deal with the Philadelphia Eagles. They acquired pass rusher Bryce Huff, who had a first year with the Eagles that perhaps wasn't what was expected, especially considering he came from our own division, the NFC East. This trade of Bryce Huff to the Niners, which becomes official on June 1st, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter, involved a mid-round draft pick. The 49ers, known for having a strong defense, believe Huff can fit better into their system and show his full potential. But his arrival in San Francisco isn't good news for everyone already there. And that's where a player we need to keep an eye on comes in, Yetur Gross-Matos. He was a second-round draft pick in 2020 and joined the 49ers in free agency last season. Unfortunately, Yetur Gross-Matos had a season plagued by injuries in 2024, which significantly hampered his development and adaptation to the new team. With the arrival of Bryce Huff to the 49ers, speculation arose about Yetur Gross-Matos' future with the team. The injury-filled season significantly hurt his progress in San Francisco, and, frankly, as a fan, I understand that a new signing at the same position might mean his time in the California sun could be coming to an end, opening up a possibility for other teams. The Commanders, in my opinion, should monitor this situation very closely. Yetur Gross-Matos is a talented player, we can't deny that. He was a high second-round pick for a reason. However, he's never quite lived up to the expectations that come with such a high draft selection. The injuries he suffered, including when he was with the Carolina Panthers, didn't help at all. Despite his sack numbers not being spectacular, 17 sacks in 5 seasons in the league, which is a modest number for a pass rusher, Yetur Gross-Matos proved to be a solid force against the run in 2023, which helped him land that free agent contract with the 49ers. He has qualities that can be useful to a defense. Yetur Gross-Matos just turned 27, meaning he's still at an age where he can develop and improve as a player. And this is where we, as Commanders fans, can have a little hope. Our new coaching staff is highly regarded, especially in developing players. The chances of Yetur Gross-Matos evolving under their guidance, if he came here, are high. This is a situation we need to keep an eye on in the coming days and weeks. The 49ers may decide to keep faith in Yetur Gross-Matos, hoping he finally has a run of good health and can show the potential that made him a second-round pick. If that happens, he stays there, and we move on with our roster. But if the 49ers decide that, with the arrival of Huff and other players at the position, Gross-Matos has become expendable, he could become another potential acquisition for the Commanders. And here, we need to be realistic. Bringing in Gross-Matos would be a gamble, especially considering his injury history and unimpressive sack numbers. However, in a situation where the team might need more pass rushing options, or if some players on our current roster don't meet expectations in training camp, Yetur Gross-Matos could become an interesting piece. He has the ability to stop the run, and who knows, with our coaching staff, he might unlock his potential as a pass rusher. For me, as a fan, the idea of bringing in a player with the potential Gross-Matos has, even with the risks, is something that makes me curious. We need depth, and more importantly, players who can make an impact. If he's available for a reasonable price, and if the coaching staff believes they can make him produce, it could be a smart move by Adam Peters. Now, hold on to your hats, because we're about to talk about some news that came straight from OTAs, and that honestly left me with a huge smile on my face. We've seen the new management moving around a lot in the offseason, making trades and trying to strengthen our team. And it seems one of these moves, which generated a lot of talk at the time, is already showing that it was a great success. Stay with me until the end, because this information is encouraging. Do you remember that trade the Washington Commanders made with the San Francisco 49ers back in March? We acquired wide receiver Deebo Samuel in that deal. At the time, some fans were doubtful, wondering what we'd have to give up to bring in a player of his caliber. But now, with the first training sessions underway, it seems this trade is already bearing fruit in an impressive way. According to several reports coming out of OTAs, Deebo Samuel, already a veteran in the league, is simply flying in practice. He's showing all his skill, speed, and versatility, making a great impression on the coaching staff and teammates. Seeing this news makes me very happy, because it shows that his talent remains intact and that he's motivated for this new phase. And what makes this even more incredible is the price we paid to bring Deebo Samuel to Washington. To have a player with his history and impact in the NFL, we'd expect the Commanders to have to send valuable draft picks, maybe even first or second rounders. But the reality was quite different, and that's what makes me most excited about this trade. The Washington Commanders sent the 49ers only a 5th-round pick in the 2025 draft. A 5th-round pick. The 49ers used that pick to select a running back named Jordan James, who, as far as we know, is listed as the 3rd-string running back on their roster right now. To think we got one of the most dynamic wide receivers in the league for a 5th-round pick seems almost like a joke. Of course, we know that there are other factors involved in any NFL trade. Issues such as the player's contract value, his age, injury history, and even attitude or desire to be on a new team can influence trade value. Deebo Samuel has his contract, he's 29, he's had some injuries in the past, and maybe he really wanted a fresh start outside of San Francisco. But even considering all these points, the fact that the Commanders acquired a player of Deebo Samuel's caliber for so little is, in my opinion, a genius move by Adam Peters. No matter how little we paid, the important thing is that we now have an elite talent for our quarterback, Jayden Daniels, to throw the ball to. And that, my friends, could be a game changer for our offense. Jayden Daniels had a spectacular rookie season in 2024, showing that he has everything to be the franchise quarterback we've been hoping for. Now, with improved weapons around him, like Deebo Samuel, our offense becomes much more dangerous and unpredictable for opposing defenses. Having a receiver who can make big plays at any moment raises everyone's level. Last season, Deebo Samuel finished with 670 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns, even after missing some games due to a calf injury. Those numbers, for an incomplete season, already show his potential. And now, in a new environment, with a new quarterback and a new coaching staff, he has the chance to return to being the dominant player we saw in previous years. To me, it seems that Deebo Samuel was really ready for a fresh start somewhere other than San Francisco. And the Washington Commanders are more than willing to give him that opportunity. Having a player with his mentality and skill coming in to compete in the tough NFC East against teams like the Philadelphia Eagles, who went to the Super Bowl, is something that makes me very optimistic. Deebo Samuel's presence at OTAs, showing up and impressing everyone, is a positive sign that we made a great deal. He's not just a wide receiver, he's a playmaker who can be used in various ways in the offense. And having that versatility at the disposal of our rookie quarterback is fundamental to his development and to our team's success in 2025. This news makes me believe even more in the vision of the new management. They're not afraid to make bold moves, but they seem to be doing it intelligently and strategically. Getting a talent like Deebo Samuel for a 5th-round pick is the kind of play that can accelerate our rebuilding process and put us in a position to compete faster than we imagined. And now, Commanders Nation, I want to know your opinion. Seeing that Deebo Samuel is already impressing at OTAs and considering the low price we paid for him, do you think this trade was the best offseason move for the Washington Commanders so far? Leave your comment below. Let's discuss this possible draft steal. And if you enjoyed this analysis and don't want to miss any news or analysis of our Commanders, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you don't miss out. To wrap things up, with Deebo Samuel shining at OTAs and the trade that brought him to the Washington Commanders seeming incredibly favorable, the big question that remains and that leaves us dreaming is, could this acquisition, which cost so little, be the missing piece to transform our offense and propel Jayden Daniels and the team to a level of competition we haven't seen in a long time in the NFC East? The answer may lie in the passes Daniels will throw to Deebo this season,